I want Trump to hit the ground running. I want him to pardon all the January 6ers. Heck, we're in New York City. I would pardon Eric
Every
Adams.
Jan 6er, even the ones that were slugging cops.
Even those guys, Jesse, because if you compare the punishment they got for violent crime with what they're doing to other people in Washington, D.C., even those people have been punished excessively under the law. I would do a blanket pardon, every single one of them done. And I'd also pardon Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams.
All right. I think Clay means he wants a pardon.
And I'll take one too, President Trump, if you're watching. No telling what they're coming after me for.
Yeah, I don't know if they're coming after Clay Travis, mostly because I don't really know who Clay Travis is. All I know is Jesse Waters brought him on Fox News to do what he's going to do. And I'm glad. I'm not mad. I know I'm supposed to be triggered or whatever. Thank you, Clay Travis, for making clear the position of the right. Bear in mind, Jesse Waters didn't tell him he was wrong to advocate for all of the insurrectionists to get a pardon. He just went on and made a joke about it. And so that got a tacit endorsement from a Fox News host. People who try to assault, people who try to murder cops with their bare hands, with flagpoles, you're being too rough on them. Punch more cops. Punch more cops. That's not me saying that. That's Fox News saying that. It's apparently not that bad to assault cops. If you're angry about an election, if you want your guy to have won, you can try to strangle the life out of a cop. Again, I don't believe that, but Fox News believes that. And I like it when they tell us who they are, Farron. I like it when they tell us what they believe. I don't think that could have been any clearer. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, this is who we are. We love these people. We clearly support what they did that day and think they did nothing wrong. And, they were also beating these cops with the actual barricades. That's on video of them doing that. But I am going to say this. I believe that there is at least one January 6th person. I don't even know if they were arrested, but this person deserves a pardon. And I think that is the guy that tased himself in the testicles.
See that.
Oh, you don't remember that story? Yeah, he had a little mishap. And so you know what? That guy, he's been through it. I am okay if we pardon Captain Taser. The rest of these individuals, they went through due process. Most of them, according to the judges, got off easy. Because there was a point, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, where one of these judges that had been overseeing so many of these cases ended up getting on to the attorneys, the prosecutors, saying, listen, I am tired of these people getting these sweetheart plea deals. You are going too lenient on them. You are coming at me with, no, we're going to not do the prosecution here. This is ridiculous. This is happening too frequently to people that need to be behind bars. So even the judges, including some of the conservative ones, have agreed these sentences are light compared to what these people actually deserve. So no, they should not be pardoned. And even Caroline Leavitt, Trump's incoming press secretary, said, we're going to go through it on a case-by-case basis, which is what has sparked all of these conservatives to now say, no, it's got to be blanket, it's got to be everybody. But if they do it on a case-by-case basis, I guess that's slightly better. Maybe some of the really horrible people stay in prison, but still, there should be no pardons. But I'm afraid there's going to be far more than we even think.
Yeah, I know. Like, I really don't know what's the downside to Trump just being like, no, they're all good. I mean, sure, the downside is that in theory, people like us can point out that he's supporting freedom for people who tried to murder cops. And that seems inconsistent with everything the right has been about for decades, but the right's never going to hear that. They watch Fox News. So why wouldn't he just pardon literally all of them? I don't know. I mean, many of them are gonna, he'll pardon them. They'll end up running for Congress to vote for his laws or whatever. That's generally what happens. I think it's insane. I don't want to see it happen. I personally think, if you want people to not commit crimes, make an example of some of the people who do it. You remember when he wanted to put alligators in a moat by the border wall so that some migrants would be eaten and that would stop other migrants from coming? I don't know, lock Captain Taser balls up for the rest of his natural life, and maybe people will think twice before they try to overthrow the government in the future. I'm not a judge or whatever. That seems crazy to me.
And part of it too is not just, okay, these are horrible, violent people that need to be locked up. The mentality that they had that day, that's what actually needs to be rehabilitated. Okay, we can't have these people going back out into the society with that same mentality of, I will go to war for Donald Trump because he tells me. We need, and this, speaks more to the prison system in general. We need reforms so that we're actually reforming and rehabilitating people instead of just sticking them in a timeout. But a lot of these people, there's a psychological component to it that from day one has always worried me, that we're not addressing that. The system is not addressing it. And so to just let them all back out here only reinforces whatever, mental problem they had. And that is what is so dangerous to me.
I think it's a great point. And honestly, I'm not a lawyer like you are. I'm obviously not a judge.
I'm not a lawyer, but
didn't you finish law? You went to law school, right?
No. I've worked in the legal field for more than 20 years.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought.
Yeah.
I've heard you talk about it a lot, and I came out of that thinking that you were a trained lawyer. So, but anyway, good job on that. But I have been trying to learn. I pay attention to what legal minds say. And I was taught this week that sometimes the government as regulator needs to step in and protect children. And yes, many of these people are old, but they obviously have the mental capacity of a young child. If a kid loses a Smash Brothers match or something, they might throw the controller at the TV. And politically, that's what these insurrectionists did. So we need to help protect them from themselves until they learn to accept elections they don't win. By the way, we were mad, I'm sure, that Harris didn't win. Did we riot? Did we throw a fit? Did we try to bludgeon a cop over the head with a flagpole? Nope, we accepted it because we're grown-ass men. That's what we are. I would like to see more of that in America. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.